I'm Chef Mike Moses and welcome to my kitchen. Okay, so the weather is starting to get warmer. In fact, it's getting hot in some areas. And because of that, we are going to make ice cream. 2 flavors, vanilla. I'm also going to make a very special chocolate mint. And I've got all that coming up. Thank you very much for joining me in my kitchen. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe and hit the notification button down on the bottom. I bring new videos every week right here on my channel. And I thank you very much for joining me. Okay, so it's getting warm out. It's getting downright hot in some areas. Down in the lower southern states, over 100 degrees. Right here in Nova Scotia, we've had 80 degrees already, and the summer is just starting. So let's make an ice cream that doesn't involve a whole bunch of preservatives. Let's make a true ice cream. For vanilla ice cream, we're going to need 3 cups of about 10%, half and half, 1 cup of heavy cream, 8 egg yolks, 9 ounces of sugar by weight, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Pure vanilla extract. Don't go for the cheap stuff. Get the pure vanilla extract. All right, let's crack some eggs. So to crack an egg and get the yolk out, I'm going to use my fingers as the sieve. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack my egg in half, drain off as much of the white as I can, and then just put the egg yolk in my fingers, opening up just a little. And there's 1 egg yolk. I need 8 of these. You can also do the old back and forth. So now I have my 8 egg yolks. What to do with the shells? You can put those in your compost pile, crack them up really nice. You can throw them in the garden. It's good calcium for your plants and your vegetables. So I'm going to set my egg whites aside. Use those much later. And I need 9 ounces of white sugar by weight. All right, so I need 9 ounces. I'll set my mode to ounces. I've zeroed it out. So now all I'm doing is measuring the weight of the sugar. And there is 9 ounces of sugar. And that equates to just about 1 1/3 cup. So what I want to do with my egg yolks, I want to whisk them up, get some air in them, start to introduce air. And I want them till they start to change color. They go from a bright yellow, I want them to a pale yellow. And they get paler and paler as you introduce more and more air. There, that's a nice pale yellow. So now it's time to do some heating. You're going to need your instant read thermometer for this. I have one here. And if you don't have an instant read thermometer, you can always pick one up in the description below. I'll get a big pot. I want to turn it up to about medium. And I want to add 3 cups of what's normally called half and half. That's 1. At this time, I'll also add my sugar. And 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. What I'm going to do is stir it around. Keep checking on your cream mixture and stirring it, making sure it doesn't burn. And once it feels like all the sugar has been incorporated and dissolved, you can now add your vanilla. And we want 2 teaspoons. It's 1, 2. It already smells like ice cream. I'm going to take its temperature. I'm at 71 degrees, so I have a way to go yet. Making ice cream at home is really good. You can use all kinds of ice cream makers. You can use the manual kind like I'm going to use, or you can buy an attachment for your blender. You can buy an attachment for your KitchenAid, or you can even buy an ice cream machine if you like. I like to keep it economical, something to be able to afford. Cream's expensive enough, right? So we'll use it the manual way. But I'll show you a couple of tricks so you don't have to sit there and grind all day. It's a good idea to constantly stir your cream just so that it heats evenly. And see, the steam is just starting to rise, so we should be pretty close to temperature. And you don't want your cream to boil because we're using the fats here to our advantage. 170. All right, turn off your heat. Remove your custard from the heat. It's not a custard yet. Right now it's just a cream and vanilla and sugar mixture. We're gonna make it into a custard. Now, what we want to do is introduce the egg yolks into the custard. But if I just dump them in, I'm gonna end up with scrambled egg ice cream. So what you have to do, get your whisk out again for the eggs. Start whisking them around, and you want to introduce the liquid, the hot liquid, very slowly. So I'm only going to take half a ladle, get the stirring process going, and introduce it. What we want to do is raise the temperature of the eggs without cooking them. Now, see my bowl rolling around? I'm going to show you a little trick. Dampen a paper towel, put it down around your bowl, and now it stays put. So while I'm working with this arm, constantly stirring, I'm going to add some more of the hot cream mixture. And once you've got it all incorporated, add a little bit more. Constantly stir. And then we're bringing the temperature of the eggs up now, almost to the point where the eggs are not going to cook into chunky pieces. I'm going to add one more ladle. Give it a good whisk. And just for curiosity, let's check the temperature. It's 100 degrees. So I brought the eggs up from room temperature, actually a little bit colder because they were in the fridge, so about 40 degrees Fahrenheit up to 100 degrees. Now I can start introducing it into my custard. I'll continue to mix. There. Keep stirring. Now we want to put it back on the heat. And we're going for that magic 170 degrees again. And it shouldn't take that long because your mixture was 170. Your egg mixture was 100. It's 150 already. So I'll keep stirring. I always want to keep it stirring, keep it in motion. You can now turn it down to low. And this is where patience takes over. Keep stirring your custard and keep stirring it. And you want to stir for 5 to 10 minutes. And I'll show you why when we're done, because we want it to thicken, but we want it to thicken naturally with the fats and the eggs. A little bit longer. I think we're very close to temperature. 170, right on the nose. Reduce the heat to very, very low. As low as your stove will go, yet maintain a temperature. We just brought it up to 170 degrees. Now we want to drop the temperature and let this thicken up a little. So I'm going to stir my custard for probably 5 more minutes. My custard is done. And the way that we tell it's done, you take a spoon, run it into your custard, run your finger down the below, and if it doesn't run in, oh, that's good, then your custard is ready to go. Now, I could just throw this into an ice cream machine like you've seen on TV many times, where the chefs grab their hot custard and they pour it into an ice cream machine. Well, we don't have a $10,000, $15,000 ice cream machine. So we're going to use a manual ice cream machine, but the easiest way to do that is to put your custard into a container like this, and then put it in the fridge and let it come down to about 40 degrees. So you want to leave it in the fridge for at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours. And as you can see, looks like vanilla, doesn't it? This custard I'm going to cover and put in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. Now that we've got the vanilla ice cream in the fridge, it's time to make the chocolate mint ice cream. Once again, the basic formula for the ice cream is the same, especially no matter what flavor you're going to make, there's always a base. And the base is always 3 cups of half and half, 1 cup of heavy cream, 9 ounces of sugar, and that's 9 ounces by weight, 8 egg yolks, and then your flavorings. So for our chocolate, we're not going to use milk chocolate or chocolate that has cocoa fat in it. What we want is the chocolate, we don't want the fat. We already have enough fat, so we're going to use cocoa powder. And I've got 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. I'm going to add that to my creams. I'm also going to add my 9 ounces of sugar by weight. And I'm going to stir this until it looks like a chocolate milk. You want all the lumps out of it. You want it nice and smooth. You're going to bring this up to 170 degrees as well. Egg yolks are done. Back to my chocolate and cream mixture. Now when you're making a flavored ice cream and using, for example, I'm going to be using peppermint oil. These oils contain what's called volatile compounds. Probably alcohol is used to extract some of the flavors. With that in mind, you don't want to put it into a hot custard. And the reason being is that the volatile compounds will all evaporate and you'll lose most of your flavor. So we'll put the peppermint in at the very, very end. Okay, we're at 170 again with our chocolate mint ice cream mixture. And we're going to repeat the same process as we did with the vanilla. And we're going to start tempering our eggs. And back on the heat for 170 degrees. Remember, this time it's going to be a low heat, and it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes to get a nice custard going. Okay, my custard has hit 170 and it's nice and thick. Again, I'll do the spoon test. As you can see, run my finger across, nothing comes together. This is very good. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of peppermint oil. Oh, give it a good stir. And this is going into another container, gently. And this will go into the fridge for 4 or 5 hours. We want it to hit 40 degrees. We'll let time go by. I'll get my chef's coat cleaned up. Ice cream. We're going to churn some ice cream. Okay, time now to churn our ice cream. We've had our custard sitting in the fridge for about 4 hours. Overnight we've frozen our vessel and it's very, very cold. You need to use a glove to handle it or your fingers will stick. So we'll assemble our ice cream churner. I'm going to put this waterproof lid on it. We'll put in the churning wand, spin and spin and spin. Now we'll add our custard. And then we put our handle on. And you may have noticed that I've gotten out of my coat and put my bib on, my apron, because this is going to involve some muscle. We're going to churn the ice cream and we're going to churn it for about 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, I would say that we're done. When your ice cream looks like soft serve ice cream, you know you're done. And you can tell that because it starts building up on the beaters. So we'll take our beater out and you can see that's a gorgeous Gorgeous vanilla ice cream. Scrape off your beater. If you like soft serve ice cream, you can go ahead, put this in a bowl, and start eating right away. However, I like mine a little harder, so I'm going to use a container, and what I'm going to do is just start scooping it in the container, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, back in the freezer actually, probably for another 4 to 6 hours. Let it harden up really nice. And you'll see this is a messy job getting it out, but you get to clean up, lick the spoons, lick the bowl. That's usually the best part. And what we've done when we were churning it, basically, besides cooling down the custard, we were controlling the ice crystals. Because we don't want heavy ice crystals in your ice cream. It takes away the mouth feel. That's what we're looking for. A really nice, smooth ice cream. This is very rich. Store-bought stuff has a lot of air in it. This does not. So you'll notice that when you scoop up your first scoop of ice cream, you'll notice how luxurious it tastes. No preservatives, just the good basics. We've got our ice cream in a mess. Bang her down, and this ice cream is going to go into the freezer for about 4 hours to set up. And when that happens, I'll bring the chocolate mint and the vanilla out, and I'll serve you up a couple of dishes. All right, the time we have been waiting for is finally here. Ice cream has been in the fridge for 4+ hours. In my case, 24+ hours. And I think what I'll do is we'll dish up the chocolate mint first. It's a good idea to keep your scoop a little warm. Our first scoop of chocolate mint ice cream. Oh, it looks really, really good. Just a little bit of mint flavor, perfect. And now, as I clean the scoop, I'll put that back in the warm water and dish up some of our homemade vanilla. Now this is a hard ice cream, not like the ice cream you'd buy in a container and stuff that contains a lot of air. It's very rich, very hard. So, make sure I've got no chocolate left on my scoop. And we'll get a nice ball of vanilla. Let's go for 2. There is the vanilla ice cream. So chocolate mint, vanilla ice cream made from scratch, just for you. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I post videos like this every week, so please subscribe. Also, if you'd like more information, head over to my blog, thepersonalchef.blog, where I post this recipe that you can print off. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to helping you cook better, eat healthier, and shop smarter.